Making Eco-Living Mainstream Accessible. One Community Weekly Progress Update, number 678.
One Community is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We are creating open source and free shared blueprints and resources, tools and tutorials, and do-it-yourself instructions for highest good living. Creating solution models that create additional solution creating models in the service of all life on this planet. This includes highest good approaches to food, energy, housing, education, for-profit and non-profit business creation, society, and true earth stewardship.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of One Community's Weekly Progress Update. My name is Jay and this is our March 16th, 2026 edition. And today I want to talk about making eco-living mainstream accessible, because everything you see happening in the background in this video is what One Community is open sourcing and free sharing as the foundations of radically sustainable eco-living models that can be implemented as either individual components or as comprehensive teacher demonstration communities, villages, cities, and hubs, which is what One Community is designed to be, to teach other people how to create teacher demonstration communities, villages, cities, and hubs as well. And so for us, making eco-living mainstream accessible is about taking the physical foundations of sustainability, combining them with the emotional foundations of sustainability, and presenting that as a comprehensive eco-sustainable living model that most people will consider to be better than the way they're living right now, and making it easy enough, affordable enough, and attractive enough so the idea will spread on its own, and thus making it mainstream accessible, because we're providing all aspects of each one of these foundations. So the physical foundations are food, energy, housing. The emotional foundations are what we like to call highest good approach to fulfilled living, education, economics, and stewardship. We put all this together, open source and free share all the different components within each one of these major aspects of our project, so that there's something there that's available for everyone, and build One Community as a place that people can come and visit and experience all of this and interact with all the different components while having access to all the plans for replication, and teaching people exactly how long it's going to take, how much is it going to cost, how do you maintain this, what are the pitfalls to be aware of, what are the different things that we learn throughout the complete process of implementing not just the food, energy, and housing, which are obvious, but also the social architecture and recreation, the fulfilled living component, the education model, the resource-based economy, and the different economic models, as well as the stewardship and how to maintain it all long term. Teaching people how to do that, and in so doing, by making it easy enough, affordable enough, and attractive enough so it can spread on its own, making eco-living mainstream accessible as the complete teacher demonstration hub, but also all the different individual components within each one of these different categories. So under food, there's probably, 100 different things that we're open sourcing, from heirloom foods that people might not have been familiar with, to all the different menus and everything, recipe plans and everything that go along with that, to soil amendment, to the open source botanical garden model. I could go on to the aquapini and wallapini designs, obviously, and then we have open source plans for animal husbandry, so stewardship and highest good approaches to raising chickens and goats and guardian animals, as well as an apiary and maintaining your own bee farm, that kind of stuff. So I could do this in each one of these categories, for energy, for housing, but then we're doing the same thing for all the fulfilled living components as well, for the emotional components. So fulfilled living, the education, the economics, and the stewardship. So we're providing something for everyone. And so making eco-living mainstream accessible, from our perspective, is recognizing that the physical foundations of sustainability, which pretty much everybody is familiar with and are necessary for survival, food, energy, and housing, are not the complete picture. Arguably equally as important, and possibly even more important, definitely once these things are established, more important are the emotional foundations of sustainability that are necessary to create happiness. And so we talk about the 6 human needs on our website. You can Google that, One Community, 6 human needs, if you'd like to see what we're talking about, and how to meet those 6 human needs and to create a fully enriched life, to really maximize the living experience, which is what we're here to do, right? I mean, isn't that the idea? Is like, how do we create the most amazing life possible for ourselves, for our friends, our family, and from our perspective, for the entire planet, built on sustainable infrastructure, so that we can move humanity to sustainability and establish us as a sustainable civilization, rather than the way that we're living right now, which is objectively not sustainable. Like, we can't continue living the way that we are right now. So how do we address that? And so One Community has answered that question and said, okay, well, if we're really going to address that, we need to evolve sustainability, and I've shot videos about that. We need to evolve the entire sustainability industry. We need to make the whole sustainability industry more easily accessible, and to better identify, like, what are the most sustainable companies? What are the most sustainable products? What are the most sustainable building methods? And how do we make all those mainstream accessible? One Community is answering that question. And we're making it easy enough, affordable enough, and demonstrating why you would want to do this attractive enough, so that it could become a viral movement, so that people that are interested in this know that it exists, have easy access to it, and so that we can stimulate that entire industry by putting more and more attention on it, more and more, people basically voting with their dollars, contributing to the things that are most interested in with their dollars, by supporting these companies that have commitments to sustainability, by supporting these products that are most sustainable products built by these sustainable companies, by building earth bag structure because it lasts longer, is more artistic, more beautiful, isn't built with carcinogenic and toxic materials, and is something that can be built with a group of friends on your own, and it's going to last for hundreds of years. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Well, we want to show people where are the right environments to be able to build that kind of structure. How do you do that if you're living in a colder environment? How do you work with the county about permitting? What are the things you still need to be aware of? It still has its own special version of maintenance and upkeep that you need to know about, and everything else you could possibly want to know about building a home like this and living in a home like this long term. As an example, apply that to the food infrastructure, the energy infrastructure, the fulfilled living and social architecture, and running that as a community and what that looks like. The education model, the economic models, for-profit, nonprofit, as well as the resource-based economy models. What are the benefits? What are the pitfalls? What are the challenges? How do you implement that? When do you want a nonprofit versus a for-profit model? How does that work? You can see that we've designed that. We've already open sourced our whole structure for our nonprofit and how to replicate that, and then of course the stewardship aspect. And so this is what One Community is doing. This is how we're making eco-living mainstream accessible, is by addressing all of these areas comprehensively and sharing that with the world. So this is what One Community is up to. We are an all-volunteer organization. We're a nonprofit organization. We're a non-governmental organization, and we're creating this because we want to live this way. We're creating this because we want anybody else who wants to live this way to be able to do so as well. And because we see a sustainable world and achieving a sustainable civilization as possible within one generation through a model like this, by making it easy enough, affordable enough, and attractive enough for the idea to spread its own, we can move humanity to sustainability. We can become a sustainable civilization, and in so doing benefit ourselves, all people in life on this planet. And so this is how we're trailblazing a path to global change, and how we're creating what we believe are breakthrough living and thriving models designed to provide a uniquely meaningful living experience for anybody who wants to have it. And we're going to make eco-living mainstream accessible in the process. And everybody who wants to is invited to participate. So if you'd like to help out, visit our helping page. Of course, donations are certainly welcome because we're a nonprofit organization. We're all volunteers, including myself. We've had over 2,000 volunteers contribute to the project so far. And like I said, nonprofit, non-governmental organization, creating this because we want to live this way, because we want other people to be able to live this way as well. And so you can visit our helping page if you'd like to get involved. If you'd like to get a weekly dose, if you geek out on this stuff like we do, and you'd like a weekly dose of positivity in your inbox, like, subscribe, visit our website if you'd like to subscribe to our newsletter. If you would like to see exactly what our all-volunteer team has accomplished within the last week, visit our written blog. If you would like to join us on social media, we are on all the different social media networks to make that as easy as possible. We are on Pinterest, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, X, we are on all of them, LinkedIn, you name it. We're on all the different social media networks. Join us there. Help us share our information. Help us get the information out. And stick around for another couple of minutes. You'd like to see bullet points on exactly what it is that we're creating and the bigger picture of each one of these different components. So food, energy, housing. If you'd like to see bullet points on all the different components within that we're open sourcing, stick around for another couple of minutes. You'll help out our algorithm as well. So we're making eco-living mainstream accessible. Thanks for watching the end. Until next week, we will, of course, keep on keeping on. Thank you.
The one community approach to highest good housing is eco-artistic home building that is affordable, sustainable, do-it-yourself duplicable, resource and space efficient, and consists of 7 different sustainably constructed village models. One Community is also creating an open-source duplicable city center. It is designed to be LEED Platinum certified, provide 12 guest rooms, dining for over 150 people, and laundry and recreation space for over 300 people, all while saving money, time, space, and resources. One Community's approach to highest good food is duplicable almost anywhere, scalable for different needs, more biodiverse and nutritious, part of forwarding a global open-source botanical garden collaborative, and includes 9 different free, shared, and duplicable growing environments. One Community's approach to highest good education is designed for all age groups, adaptable to any schooling environment, inspiring and fun for all participants, includes national standards, all subjects, lesson plans, teaching strategies, learning strategies and tools, classroom design, and more. The One Community approach to highest good society is globally focused, individually enriching, cooperative and collaborative, includes a highest good network and application, 4 different economic models, and combines fulfilled living and true earth stewardship for the benefit of all people and all life on this planet.